You know, it's really weird because you sit there and one fucking part of me in there, it feels okay. Well, and the part of me, I don't know. I can't.
Because when the car goes by and you're speeding a little, you don't hear it.
I don't hear it fucking speeding. Neither does he.
Get to watch TV.
You're the only one that hears it
Oh,
rushing.
really? Put the click track on, sit down here, and I'll leave the room.
The track is not going to be fucking exactly on the
Joe,
click
you're
track,
not wrong
man.
for going past it. It's just that
Well, then
when
what are you
bring it,
moaning about?
because when you bring it back, the track's is drags and it's
That's
a hole.
when you hear the difference is when it pulls back into
Oh, I
the
don't hear a
click.
difference that much where it's gonna where it goes
Yes,
like
it does.
here
You
and then
get
it's gonna come back.
Joe, you got a track that's going real excitement, and all of a sudden it drags.
Okay, okay. No.
We'll just hear it with the
God,
click up.
you're not
see what it
wrong.
says.
It's just that it's not right.
Well, I think one of the things that can really touch everybody's nerves is when you've been working away on an idea that in its raw form sounds really great, but for some reason isn't going on the tape the way it's supposed to sound. And it can get to be a very tense situation because the first question is why it isn't working, and so the next question after that is whose fault is it?
Try to fucking make it so that you could get it, so that you guys can do it, and I can come back in and put on what you want. I can't do that now.
What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I just said.
No, you see, here's the problem.
I can't play that
What
right
you
now.
just said, I don't understand, so I
can't
said
play that right
didn't.
now, so I told you to do it with the machine, so
Oh,
that later on I could make it happen just like that.
But if you can play kind of like this, then let's do it.
But you didn't say that before, man. You said you wanted it just like that.
Yeah,
and I started to play it like that, and you said, no, I don't want to lock into it like that. So I said, well, then use the machine. How much plainer can that be? I'm not trying to give you a fucking hard time.
The tendency in this band is to be vicious at those points. It's not a gentle kind of sorting out. It's like, you know, let's hunt this thing down and shoot it.
Stephen and I go back to high school. Stephen is the nervous twitch in my eye. Stephen is and can be my worst enemy and my best friend.
You can do it. I'd
I'm
love
not
to be
trying to
happy.
give you a hard time. Man.
I didn't say you weren't.
Just trying
You
to make
think
the
I'm
song.
trying to give you a hard time.
I just want the song to be the way that you want it to be, and I can't do that right now. He can really be a pain in the ass when he wants to be. And he can really be a loving, soulful character when he wants to be.
It's how we make records, and it's how we make the best record we possibly can. One thing that I hope we all maintain is our willingness to be vulnerable when we go into an album project, vulnerable to the kind of criticism that we give each other, vulnerable to the kind of pressure we put on each other, vulnerable to the competition that goes on, because that's what keeps the thing electric. That's what gets the vibe in there and the fire in there is the fact that there's 5 human beings who are willing to, you know, sort of open themselves up to whatever's going to fly in.
So we owe it to you, give me the benefit of the doubt. Let's go in.
Fine.
Come on. They'll keep programming, we'll play. Tom?
Yeah.
Let's play and see if Joey can get it. Three, 4.
Let's listen. That's good, Joey.
That's so it. That is so big. That is so heavy. Joey, will you marry me? That's so cool.
See, that's like the
boom,
ragdoll.
boom, ba boom, boom. Huh. So after these last 3 years of trying to work on these albums and thinking, you know, that, geez, I've lost contact with all that I should know, the only two things I do know is about my sobriety, after taking drugs for all those years, and my music. And I fall back on both of them and talk way out of line too much about the drug thing too much. But when it comes to music and I'm in the studio, I get really pissed off, I get real angry, and I get really mad because the stuff that I'm sure of, I can't explain at the moment. It's like a cake. You talk about the ingredients. People can say, oh, no, 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 no. But the proof is in the pudding, right? In the eating, and the tasting, and the listening in this case. So I get really cranked up about that when they say, listen, get out of here and go in the back. On the other hand, I found out that I work best under pressure because I don't often do my homework, you know. But of all the things I've done on these last 2 albums, I think I've learned that, that I'm going to at least promise myself that I'll walk the extra mile every night.
Ideas he comes up with as far as drums goes, guitar goes, bass goes. The guy just never stops, you know. I mean, he's on 24 hours a day, and the band is his whole life.
Hey, Steven. Steven!
You asshole!
Wait till I, you know, like, follow when I play the breakdown things, you know
I
what
know,
I
I
mean?
just...
Don't tell me you know, just say okay.
Joe. Oh, you should really get...
Don't tell me what to do. I'm having fun. Yeah!
2, 2, 3, 4. Some kind of voodoo in the palm of my hand. Some kind of voodoo all makes me mad.
That's part of the, I call it the dynamic tension that goes on between the two of us, because we both hear music and like different things, and I don't think that's changed at all over the years. I think that in the early days, the drugs kind of masked that that's what it was, and it just made it a lot more difficult to deal with each other, you know. But now, no, you know, I don't take it as personally when he doesn't like something that I do, and I don't take it as personally when he's like insistent on doing it his way.
You fucked up the front of that.
No, that little trill I think is wonderful.
No, this. I think that's what it's supposed to go.
Well, let me see. Maybe we just fix that little thing. I like
Yeah.
that little trill in the front, though.
No, it's there. It's on another one, though.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Oh.
Let me listen.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
Nice going, phrase.
We used to have a lot of problems in this band because emotions would arise out of hangovers, and that's not an irrational way for an emotion to arise, is out of a hangover. You're gonna get pain, you know.
In the times when we were down and out, like between 1980 and 1983 or 4, you know, I don't look upon those as very fond memories. At the same time, they're not memories that I'll forget because they help to keep me where I am today. All the things that we did and partook in the days of our drinking and drugging, I can't say that I regret it because, you know, it was a big part of the path that enabled us to get on to where we are now. Without going through all of that stuff, we wouldn't be here now because we wouldn't have had anything to learn from. And it's really easy to be in that place. And fortunately, there was some source of power that made us all realize that within the 5 of us together, there was something that existed and lived and was very much alive that was really rare.
It used to be the Aerosmith Lost Weekends, where I would go somewhere with a half a bag of dope, and and I wouldn't know who it was come Monday morning or where I was. And now I leave there with a song on my heart and a smile on my face, and it becomes a hit, and it's like really cool.
The bottom line is I enjoy music when I'm straight now, and I didn't think I could enjoy it when I was using drugs. I have to enjoy it first before I can write it or play it. And there was a long while. I mean, when I first started listening to music, I was, straight. I was a teenager, and I felt that rush. And then, you start mixing that with a little booze at parties and then playing to loosen up, and it becomes part of it. But then you kind of lose that kind of that first hit in the morning feeling that you get when you first hear rock and roll, when you first wake up and you put on Smoke on the Water or something, or Highway Star, and you get that rush of adrenaline. You kind of lose that, it gets masked. And over the years, you just start to rely on the drugs more and more. I did, and until it got to the point where I felt I couldn't write, I couldn't play or enjoy music unless I was jacked on China White, so you have to relearn that, that pure feeling.